Let's talk about Zion Williamson now at 264, his lowest weight in NBA history.
Wow, he's not eating.
Yeah, he's not, or at least he's eating better for himself.
He's eating
Correct.
less. He's eating less.
So in his last 16 games, I think spanning back to like January 25th, something like that, he's averaging 26 points, 7 rebounds, 5 assists, 2 stocks, which is steals and blocks combined, on 60% from the field. And he's only doing this in 28 minutes a game. That's Wemby minutes from last
How
year.
many points did you say?
26.
26.
In that stretch, he's had 3 games scoring over 30. One of those, he scored 40 and 4 double-doubles. And just last week against Phoenix, he had his first career triple-double. So clap it up for the lad. Clap it up for Zion. Let's go. That's my guy. So not only do the stats back up Zion's elite play, but the team metrics back it up too. So when Zion's on the floor, the Pelicans have a top 7 offense in the NBA. Also, when he's on the floor, the Pelicans score 9 points more per 100 possessions. So he's making that impact. And that's the 94th percentile, by the way. When he's off the floor, the Pelicans have the 28th ranked offense in the NBA.
Wow.
Now, granted, that is a bit skewed because the Pelicans are like the worst team in the NBA, not named Utah. But like, that's still insane. The fact that Zion swings it that much is ridiculous. When your offense is like Boston level, when you're on the floor is impressive. The other thing Zion's also drastically improved is his efficiency, which is something that I've just been begging for him to improve on all season, because that's the one thing that can elevate his game further.
Efficiency in terms of
Shots.
just shooting.
Shooting,
Over. Okay.
yeah. So obviously his true shooting percentage has increased by 10%.
Wow.
His 2-point percentage has increased by 11%.
Wow.
His 3-point percentage, which still isn't that good, is still increased by 13%.
Wow.
And his turnover rate has gone down by 1%, or has technically gone up. So he's turning the ball over less.
Good.
His points per 36 minutes has increased by 4%, and he's third in the league in that category in the last 15 games. And he's also shooting just under 70% at the rim, which is the highest it's ever been in his NBA career. So Zion Williamson, man, he looks way more comfortable out there. He looks way more nimble. He looks way more confident out there too. And I think this is exactly what Brother Man needed. So let's go to Zion's number 1 biggest fan. Antoine, your thoughts on this play from Zion Williamson?
Listen, this was bound to happen.
Okay, here we go.
The Pelicans have had a season from hell, but I guess the one bright thing they needed was Zion being healthy and doing Zion things, and he's doing it right now. So that's the one positive they can take from this season. Now, if they get the number 1 pick in the draft, I think they face a really tough decision, because if you want to move Zion in the offseason when his value is at the highest, you get some nice things in return, but you also have the number 1 overall pick, and you restock that Zion absence with somebody. But we're not at the lottery yet. We don't know what they're going to get. It's just a what's the word? It's
hit or miss?
just no, hypothesis.
Nice.
I got it.
Big brain.
But right now I would keep Zion if you get a top lottery pick, and because of all the guys coming back next year from injury, Herb Jones, Ingram's gone. Just Herb Jones.
Trey Murphy?
He's not even playing.
No, I'm talking about like guys that they're going to have.
Oh yeah, Trey, Herb Jones,
Herb Murphy.
Yves Missi, DeJounte Murray.
Stop saying that, bro.
That's
That's going to
crazy.
be a pretty great team. Plus with
No,
a
it's not. Sorry. It's going to be a good team.
top lottery pick, if it's top 3 or top 5, that's a team. But they need a new head coach. I think Willie Green gets the boot this offseason, and they bring in somebody new. And that team could probably go up to the next level and maybe kick off the conditioning staff as well, and the health team. Bring in a whole new health team.
That needs to be the first people out the door.
But this team looks good. Trey Murphy has had a breakout year. He could have been in line for most improved if he was not injured for the first, I think, 25 games of the season or 20 games.
Yeah.
But Zion, it was the big thing that needed to work, and now it looks like it's working. And he looks more motivated than ever. They moved on from Brandon Ingram. Now he has the spotlight scoring-wise, and he's taking advantage of it, and that's what they need from him.
Yeah.
And basketball needs it from him as well, because we need Zion to be an all-star. We need him to be just doing Zion things.
We just need his dunks,
We
man.
saw all the videos of him going into college and high school.
Did you see the dunk he had on Trey Jemison? Oh my God.
Power on that dunk.
Gorgeous. Bro, I
Power.
haven't seen him lift that easily off the ground in
Yeah.
ages.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was what we needed to see.
No, seriously.
This is Duke Zion, and it's
Not quite.
It's like high school Zion.
yeah, high school. Yeah,
I think high school and Duke Zion was more athletic than this version.
That's
I think
fair,
he
yes.
has another level that he can get to that he's not there yet.
Understandable.
yeah.
So
What have been your thoughts, Gio?
yeah, man. Look, I'm gonna say that he finally locked in. Someone, I don't know if it's him or someone on his team that was like, "Yo, you have to lock in, bro, because you're fat, and we gotta make you drop weight because you're not mobile anymore, and you can't do what you're really good at. So let's get you on this diet plan." So it seems like he was on a diet plan and he got right, and guess what? He's playing great and he's not injured. So I mean, we all knew his potential, right?
Potential's amazing.
Potential's
Exactly.
through the freaking roof. Everyone's been saying this. I'm talking about
Yeah.
all the retired NBA players have been saying Zion, he doesn't even understand his own potential. He can be that next guy.
Yeah.
Just based on just his athleticism, right?
If he could shed Shaq's work ethic,
Exactly.
it's, bro, the sky's the limit for him.
Seriously.
This was the original Wemby before Wemby became a thing.
I would say a little bit different because Wemby's just a freak of nature.
Yeah.
Zion,
So was Zion.
So Zion.
So, like, not like Wemby, though. Like, Wemby's like 7'5", 8 foot.
In a different
wingspan.
way.
Yeah.
Zion he was supposed to be that face of the NBA, though.
Zion was touted as the next LeBron.
He was. He was.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's all I have to say about that. I mean,
A big man
He's here.
that could shoot
yeah.
everything, defend.
But there's so much he can improve on, and that's also the scary part for the rest of the league.
Yeah.
Like I think this is only like 60% of max potential Zion.
Oh, absolutely.
And so that's amazing to think about. Like if he can actually lock in and have discipline this offseason,
Yeah.
we can see an MVP.
I think he's an easy MVP if he plays a full season. I think he is probably the biggest threat to Jokic for MVP.
Yeah,
I think
100%.
he'd have a much better case than SGA, Luka, Giannis,
Yeah.
all those guys. And that's still what perplexes me about the Luka trade because we saw the Pelicans went through hell seeing Zion just constantly get banged up and injured and everything like that. They still have stuck by his side this entire time. You thought
Yeah.
they would, like Nico Harrison would have traded him 10 years ago. Like, it's still just beyond me. And Lucas had so much more success than Zion Williamson.
Yeah.
So that's kind of the main thing. But
crazy.
credit to the Pelicans for sticking with him.
Seriously.
But the question is, if the Pelicans do get Cooper Flag, do you keep Zion or do you move off of him?
Oh, you keep him.
I don't know. I don't know if I would.
Why?
I'm definitely taking calls because they essentially do the same thing.
Well, what if you have two guys that are freak athletes doing the same thing? What's wrong with that?
It's not that I think at some point because Cooper Flag is going to make a ton of money, and I just don't know if they want to stay over the second apron by that time. I don't know if like I said, Zion's potential stupidly high, but this could also be his best season. Like we don't know if it's going to go downhill from here or not. I'm not saying I would trade him, but I would definitely take calls if I'm getting Cooper Flag guaranteed.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I think that's doable because you can get back assets, but him with Cooper Flag, you want to have the best team out there. Plus, you guys coming back from injury, that could be a really good team in the West next year. That's going to be a stacked West with them getting better in the Pelicans.
You also don't want to rush Cooper Flag's development because, that's why the Spurs tanked again last year because they didn't want to rush Wemby into like playoff basketball right away. I don't think you necessarily should rush Cooper Flag to the playoffs unless like a freak like the Thunder win the
Why
lottery.
not? I say why not? Tatum was rushed to the playoffs, 19 years old. He was dunking on Bron.
Yeah, but he's still 19 now and has a title,
Okay.
so it's like it's just kind of is what it is, right?